WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Macy Marie and thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with breaking news out of Johnson County. Kentucky State Police say a death investigation is underway after a body was found on the Paintsville Golf Course. Police say the body of a man was found just after 6 this evening. The person was not identified and we do not know the cause of the death at this time. A young boy in Laurel County is battling a rare form of cancer. His treatment started several months ago. Last week, though, put a smile on his face. He met one of his special heroes who reminded him to never give up. WYMT's Lauren McCourt explains.
For the most part, Bryson Ivy is just your regular 12-year-old boy.
I like to play video games. I like archery.
Enjoying the same type of activities as most people his age. But on December 24th, 2018, Bryson was diagnosed with a rare form of leukemia.
It was the worst nightmare in my life.
Having to begin treatment the very next day.
They told us to pack for 3 days, and we stayed 40 straight days.
The family now travels back and forth to UK's Children's Hospital 5 times a week.
I thought my world had come to an end at first.
On April 13th, doctors told him he would need a shunt.
I knew that meant another surgery, and that was something that I didn't want to do.
But what happened next changed his whole attitude.
He said, "I'm Reed Travis," and I said, "No, you're tall."
Reed Travis not only paid Bryson a visit.
He said, "I feel like you deserve this," and he gave me this bracelet right here.
But gave him a reminder to never give up.
And I couldn't believe I actually had a bracelet from a basketball player.
Though Bryson will continue going through treatments for several more months,
there's finally going to be an end to it, and I'll finally get to stop all this, and that's what I'm waiting for.
He sees the light at the end of the tunnel. In Laurel County, Lauren McCourt, WYMT Mountain News.
Bryson says he looks forward to returning to school in August and that he's thankful for all the support he and his family have received. Now over in Clay County, deputies say they found 2 of 3 stolen vehicles and one of them had been set on fire. Deputies say the story behind the stolen cars starts on Monday when they got a call about the stolen vehicles. A day later, they found one of the pickups, and then on Friday, they found the stolen blue Toyota Tacoma burnt and on a trail in Buzzard. Anyone with information is asked to call the Clay County Sheriff's Office. A visitation and memorial service were held today for former Hazard Mayor Bill Morton. That service took place at Mountain View Chapel in Hazard. Morton served 2 terms as mayor of Hazard from 1970 to 1977. He was also a World War II veteran and often sang at church and community events. He started working at Home Lumber Company as a teenager and was president of the business from 1962 until 1988. A senior at the University of Louisville is raising money for victims of the New Zealand mosque shootings, one pull-up at a time. Fazan Ahmed says he loves working out, and today he turned his passion into raising donations. His goal was 1,000 pull-ups. Class 101, a company that helps students with college prep, donated $1 for every one of those pull-ups. The student says he feels a personal connection to the attacks because some of his family were victims of an attack in Pakistan back in 2010.
I was very young when it happened, but I still do remember watching the news. The whole attack was broadcasted live, and ever since then, I always wanted to do something to help out other victims in the future.
He hopes his actions will encourage others to give back. That money raised will go to the New Zealand Islamic Information Center.
Definitely a dreary day across southern and eastern Kentucky, and we're continuing to see clouds and a few showers out there this evening. Here's a look at the time-lapse camera up at I-64 in Moorhead. You can see plenty of thick clouds, a little bit of drizzle out there, and we are seeing similar conditions right now on Pinpoint Doppler radar. The heaviest of the rain pretty much south of Highway 80 and the Howell Rogers Parkway. You can see southern parts of Perry, Knott County, Leslie and Clay County with a few scattered showers off to the west, back west of Lexington and Lake Cumberland. Those will push south and east over the next few hours. Our area of low pressure bringing us the rain finally moving on out. And in its way, cool temperatures are moving in. We're down to 39 in Wise, 42 Hazard, Jackson, and Pikeville. Good evening, London. You're checking in at 43. And 44 right now in Middlesboro, and that's pretty much where the temperatures stay throughout the remainder of the evening. Low 40s, few of the valleys going into the upper 30s. The rain should taper off around 5 or 6 o'clock, just in time for your sunrise services if you're heading out to those for Easter. And tomorrow afternoon, Easter Sunday, plenty of sunshine and some much warmer temperatures. We'll take a detailed look at that forecast here in just a few minutes, Macy.
All right, thank you, Shane. At least 5 deaths are blamed on a massive storm that destroyed homes from the southeast to the Washington, D.C. area. It dumped heavy rain as it moved into the northeast, causing dangerous flooding in some spots. A tornado touched down in Reston, Virginia late Friday. An 8-year-old girl, Mariah Weinman, was killed when a tree fell on her Woodville, Florida home. That's just south of Tallahassee. And a fire station in North Carolina took a heavy hit from those storms. And our neighbors to the south experienced some severe weather yesterday, too. Strong winds blew the roof off this apartment building in Knoxville. More than 75 people had to leave their homes, many spending the night in a hotel. Crews say about 150 units were affected. Some people and pets were taken to a local shelter. The Knoxville Fire Department says no one was hurt. A zoo employee in Topeka, Kansas is reportedly in stable condition after being mauled by a 7-year-old tiger Saturday morning. Officials say that an unspecified error led to the unnamed employee and the critically endangered tiger to enter the same space as one another, after which the tiger then pounced on that employee. The tiger came to the Topeka Zoo from Akron, Ohio back in 2017, and it will not be euthanized. The zoo was open for business again 45 minutes following that attack. Over in West Virginia, a casino operator is suing a tech company after a contract dispute shuttered its sports betting platform at 2 casinos during the height of the NCAA tournament. Friday, a news release stated Delaware North filed a civil suit against Wyoming Gaming. The suit is over a contract dispute. The casino operator's lawsuit says Wyoming Gaming misrepresented its ownership of a key part of the sports betting platform. Feeling a little sick this year? Well, you're not the only one. This year's flu season is a record breaker. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention reported Friday the flu season is the longest in a decade. The CDC says there have been 21 weeks of elevated fly activity reported in the U.S., and that's 1 week longer than the previous 10-year high, which happened during the 2014 and 2015 seasons and lasted 20 weeks. Based on rates of illnesses and hospitalizations, the CDC says this season is considered to be moderately severe. Friday's report showed that flu activity is now starting to decline. A Lincoln County man took to the street Friday to bring attention to what he says Easter should be all about. Mark Upchurch used to coach high school basketball, and he was also a teacher. And we told you about his recent work to help the homeless and take relief to some storm victims. On Friday, he was sharing a new kind of message by taking up a cross. Phil Pendleton shares what he did.
9 o'clock on a Friday morning.
Well, he was crucified at 9 o'clock, hung on the cross 6 hours, and died at 3.
This was Mark Upchurch's way of marking Good Friday.
You know, I just wanted to come out and bring attention to this is the day that Jesus died for us.
This retired educator and coach is wanting to teach a new kind of lesson.
You know, Christ did die for us. He died for, they nailed him to this cross without a sin. But once they drove those spikes into him, he was full of ours.
He says it's a story that's 2,000 years old, yet for him, it never gets old.
Anyway, it had to be done. It was good that it happened, but so we can live again.
A day on the calendar with an adjective of good.
Just thinking right there, I'd be like, you know, what would be going through his mind, and you know, and the beating that he had taken, and just makes it unimaginable.
And after Good Friday comes the third day,
so that we can live again.
Easter Sunday.
Sunday will be celebrated,
which he says makes every day worth it. In Lincoln County,
just to bring attention to what today is truly about.
Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
As you might have noticed from that video, Upchurch's cross did have some wheels. He says that was done to keep the cross from scraping the hard pavement that would have damaged it. Pope Francis attended a Holy Saturday ceremony and celebrated Easter Vigil on Saturday at Peter's Basilica in Vatican City. And in more Easter ceremonies, Pope Francis presided over the Lord's Passion ceremony in the Vatican on Friday afternoon. And back here at home, Jenny Wiley State Park in the city of Prestonsburg teamed up to host an Easter egg hunt this morning. More than 700 people packed the campgrounds to find around 20,000 eggs. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher talked to many kids about their hunt.
Many kids love the Easter holiday for many different reasons.
I love Easter because you get to hunt eggs and spend time with your family.
Easter egg hunt. To hunt eggs.
Get the prizes.
Yeah. Candy. Finding Easter eggs. And my most favorite thing about Easter is Jesus.
Jenny Wiley State Park teamed up with the city of Prestonsburg to do just that.
For the kids to pick up that the Easter Bunny is brought and dumped out everywhere.
Park naturalist Trinity Shepard says around 700 people packed the campgrounds for a hopping good time.
So it's been a huge success for us, probably one of our largest crowds.
Kids 12 years old and younger searched the ground.
I got one.
But their least favorite part of the event.
What do you think was the worst part of today?
Raining.
However, the rainy weather did not stop these kids from having an egg sighting day.
Yeah, I like playing in mud puddles.
With around 20,000 eggs, kids left with their baskets full.
What of them?
About an estimate of 15 or 16.
I think I found 126.
And their hearts satisfied.
Happy Easter!
Happy Easter!
Happy Easter! Happy Easter!
In Floyd County, Marianne Fletcher, WYMT Mountain News.
Too cute, and it looks like they had a great time out there. Tomorrow, Jenny Wiley State Park is hosting an all-you-can-eat buffet inside the Music Highway Grill at the May Lodge. A local Leslie County veteran received a surprise today. Lyda Feltner had a highway near the Hayden Post Office named in his honor. Feltner is a veteran of the United States Army. He served in both the Korea and Vietnam War. And when he came back to Leslie County, he served as a commander of the local chapter of the Disabled American Veterans for more than 30 years.
Oh, yeah, I'm very proud of that.
Yeah.
And I hope the community all of is proud of it too.
Feltner said he hopes the sign will slow down drivers who are going by. And still to come on Mountain News at 11.